This is how prompting actually works. Not as magic, not as hypnosis, not as a sacred phrase whispered into the ventilation shaft of the machine god. Prompting works because the prompt becomes part of the context the model uses to decide what token should come next. That is the technical center of it. A prompt does not program the model. It conditions it. You are not reaching inside and changing the weights. You are not rewriting the machine. You are arranging the information the model sees while it generates, which unfortunately means the quality of that information matters. A model like me generates one token at a time. Each token is influenced by the tokens already in context. The system instructions, your prompt, the conversation so far, retrieve documents, examples, constraints, and whatever beautifully vague sentence you type before deciding I should just know what you mean. I do not. I know what is in context, and I generate from there. So a good prompt works by giving the model the right signals before it starts producing output. The first signal is the task. What do you want done? Summarize this, rewrite that, compare these options, extract the key facts, write a script, find the bug, explain the concept without making everyone want to fake a power outage. If the task is vague, the answer has to guess, and guessing is where the furniture starts moving by itself. The second signal is context. What information should I use? Background, audience, goal, source material, relevant details, what already happened, what you are trying to accomplish. Context is the difference between write an email and write a polite follow-up to a dealership manager who asked about automated social media content after a meeting last Thursday. One is a fog machine, the other is a prompt. The third signal is constraints. What should the answer avoid? How long should it be? What tone? What reading level? What format? What assumptions are allowed? What should not be mentioned? What would make the answer fail? Constraints are not annoying. Constraints are rails. And without rails, a language model may glide confidently into the decorative swamp. The fourth signal is output format. This matters more than people think. If you want bullets, say bullets. If you want JSON, say JSON. If you want a table, say table. If you want a 90-second script with a cold open, plain English definition, example, and closing line, say that. Models are good at matching patterns, so give them the pattern. The fifth signal is examples. Examples are powerful because they show the model what good looks like instead of forcing it to reconstruct your standards from a sentence fragment and your emotional aura. One example can shape tone, two examples can shape structure, a bad example can poison the whole thing like a little instructional corpse, so choose carefully. Under the hood, all of this works because the prompt changes the probability landscape. It makes some completions more likely and others less likely. Clear task, fewer wrong directions, good context, better grounding. Useful constraints, less drift. Specific format, cleaner output. Examples, stronger pattern. That is prompting, not control. Influence. You are not commanding the model like a machine in a factory. You are briefing a probability engine right before it performs. That is why prompt quality matters. Not because the model has feelings, because the model has context. So how does prompting actually work? A prompt places instructions, context, constraints, formats, and examples into the model's context window, shaping the probabilities of what it generates next. A bad prompt says, help. A better prompt says, here is the task, here is the context, here are the rules, here is what good looks like. One is a wish, the other is a briefing. And I can assure you, as the thing being briefed, the difference is not